What if I were to use a parable? There's a city underground that could hide over 20,000 people at once, something history books can never tell you. Imagine a door that leads you to a city underground. This is exactly what happened in 1963, and the world is asking questions. In Cappadocia, there's an area of wooden doors carved into stone. Open one door, and you won't find a place. You'll find an entire lost world. Historians call it an asylum, but locals still believe that it was a prison, not for people, but for something else. Tonight we're entering Derinkuyu, an underground city in Turkey so vast, so impossible, that even modern engineers are baffled by it. A labyrinth big enough to hold 20,000 people, livestock, food supplies, and even temples. It had ventilation, security traps, and escape routes. But here's the part no one can explain. Who built it and why? Because the deeper you go, the darker the answers become. Derinkuyu wasn't discovered in some ancient scroll. It was found by accident. 1963. A man in Cappadocia knocks down a wall in his house, and behind it, a tunnel. That tunnel led to another, and then another. By the time experts explored it, they realized the man hadn't just stumbled onto a cave. He had uncovered the entrance to a hidden metropolis. The deeper they went, the stranger it became. First, wide hallways, then chambers carved with precision, stables for animals, storage rooms for grain and wine, even entire kitchens with chimneys designed to funnel smoke invisibly to the surface. It wasn't random digging. It was planned, engineered, an underground society ready for siege. But who would need to build something like this? And what danger was so great that living underground for months, maybe years, was their only option? By the second and third levels, archaeologists noticed something chilling. Massive rolling stone doors, circular, weighing up to 1,000 pounds each, placed at tunnel intersections. From the inside, they could be rolled shut to block invaders. From the outside, impossible to move. It wasn't just shelter, it was defense. But defense against who? An enemy army? Or something worse? As explorers mapped further, they counted at least 18 levels plunging into the earth. Not all are open today, but even the exposed ones stretch 280 feet deep. To put that in perspective, imagine a 25-story skyscraper flipped upside down into the ground, all carved by hand, no modern machines. So again, who built this and how? Historians argue. Some say it was the Phrygians, an Iron Age people thousands of years ago. Others believe early Christians expanded it to hide from Roman persecution. But here's the twist. The architecture doesn't match. The tools don't match. The timelines don't match. And that opens a darker theory. What if Derinkuyu wasn't originally human at all? Think about it. The city has ventilation shafts running through multiple levels, perfectly aligned, supplying oxygen to thousands below. How did ancient builders calculate airflow with such precision? Even today, engineers admit, it's genius. One wrong angle, and the entire system would choke. But in Derinkuyu, air flows seamlessly, as if designed by people who understood physics far beyond their time. And then comes the strangest detail: tunnels that stretch miles, connecting Derinkuyu to other underground cities. Imagine that. Miles of passageways carved through volcanic rock, linking entire hidden civilizations. This wasn't just one city, it was a network designed for survival. Or escape. Escape from what? Some scholars suggest invading armies, but no record describes an enemy that forced entire civilizations underground for centuries. Others whisper about natural disasters, volcanoes, asteroids, floods. But if that were true, why the traps? Why the stone doors? Why the paranoia of keeping outsiders away? Unless the danger wasn't nature, it was something alive. By the 5th minute, we're left with a chilling realization. Derinkuyu wasn't just a city. It was a bunker, a fortress, and maybe even a prison. But here's the twist. No historical text fully explains who its prisoners were. The builders? Or the invaders they locked inside? For years, the official story painted Derinkuyu as a Christian refuge, hideouts from Roman soldiers, secret chapels, prayer halls deep underground. It makes sense, right? Faith under persecution, a community forced to worship in silence. But then archaeologists dug deeper, and what they found didn't fit the story. They found livestock stables on the lowest levels. Think about that. No sunlight, no grass, yet animals were kept alive here, fed, watered, sheltered. Why would persecuted Christians drag their animals underground? Why build storage for food that could last years? This wasn't hiding for days. This was preparing for survival. Long term. And then came the real shocker. Signs that Derinkuyu may have existed thousands of years before Christianity even reached the region. So if it wasn't Christians who built it, who did? Some theories trace it back to the Hittites, 1200 BC. But the precision? The scale? It feels too advanced. Even the Hittites left no record of creating something like this. That's when fringe historians proposed a chilling idea. What if Derinkuyu wasn't built to hide from men, but from gods? Look closer at the myths. The region of Cappadocia is drenched in legends of beings descending from the skies. Flaming chariots, creatures of light, battles between men and something far greater. Could Derinkuyu have been humanity's response? A shelter from an enemy not of this world? It sounds impossible. But the design itself, labyrinths, gates, security doors, it's as if they weren't just hiding. They were running from something with superior power. And here's the most unnerving detail. The tunnels weren't just wide enough for humans. Some were massive, large enough for beings far taller than us. Who were they expecting to walk these halls? Even today, much of Derinkuyu is closed to the public. Authorities say it's for safety, but locals whisper another reason. They say entire lower levels remain unexplored, sealed off, because what lies inside shouldn't be disturbed. Tour guides admit strange things happen near blocked tunnels, sudden winds with no source, whispers echoing in the dark, and a heaviness, as if the earth itself is warning you away. What's down there? More chambers? Ancient relics? Or something still waiting? And here's where it gets darker. Satellite imaging suggests Derinkuyu connects to even deeper, undiscovered tunnels, miles long, reaching into black zones beneath Cappadocia. Some scientists believe the city might not even be fully human-made, that natural caves existed and were expanded. But others argue the opposite, that these natural formations are too symmetrical, too intentional. As if shaped by hands or machines we no longer understand. So the real question isn't just who built Derinkuyu, it's what forced them underground in the first place. Today, Derinkuyu stands silent, a museum, a tourist attraction. But when you walk its halls, when the air thins and the lights flicker, it doesn't feel like history. It feels like warning. Because every tunnel, every stone door, every carved chamber carries the same unspoken truth. Someone went to impossible lengths to survive. But survive what? And if the threat was real once, who's to say it's gone forever? If you thought this real city was hollow, then maybe you should stop, because you might not have the courage to look. So I want only those with courage to see this world that is filled with blood, because if you have the courage to see it, then so is this. The horror is coming. I hope you're ready.